Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is the Frontline Changes report. Today is a very big report, a lot of frontline changes, a lot of frontline changes. So there is a few that is already past the 24-hour mark, is a bit up to today, but yeah, just average it out. So I could turn off the numbers. So we have some people complain, they don't want to see it, they don't want to see it, they cover their eyes, and then they cover their eyes, they cannot see the video. So yeah, that's not good for the channel. So you need to see the video. So anyway, they're gonna start off. The first frontline change is over at the Kharkiv front, over at Taik, at the Volchansk sector. This is Volchansk, and over in the east of Volchansk is Taik. And there is a new update coming from the Ukrainian mapping. Deep State UA have updated the map to show the Russian forces have captured a big chunk of the forest over here. The Russian forces captured all of these forests here. Which give them some kind of extra avenue to attack southward towards the east of Taik. So the advance is around 1.78 kilometers. We do not know how long they took to advance this place, so we will continue to monitor. So if you look at the south with the Russians advancing here, this will allow the Russians to attack from a different angle on Volchansky Kotori. So this is another angle. So far, the area here seems to be usually pretty static along the Volcha River. So I don't expect too much from this. It might be a case that the Russians already captured this forest like even a year ago. Just that it was never updated on the map. So there's something to note of. So that's Volchansky Kotori, Taik region. The next frontline change, we go to the Serbiansky forestry over at the Leman front. This is Leman. Over at the Serbiansky forestry, very interesting updates. Geolocation of Russian forces raising the flag in two different locations in the single video. This confirms that the Russian forces have captured a huge chunk of the forestry region and are capturing a lot of grounds, which was contested for a long time in this region here. As usual, I always say battles within forests is very hard to tell where the front line is, but with these geolocations, we can kind of draw a box out of that and to kind of estimate where the front line actually is. And potentially the Ukrainians may have even withdrawn much further away from this area here. Maybe the front line is like much further. So something to look out for. And like I mentioned during the situation report, which I published on the DPA War channel, you need to check out the DPA War. Just YouTube search DPA War, and you'll be able to find the SIPREP which I covered, and I said that I forgot what's my point. So forget it. Now just watch the SIPREP. You'll probably know the point that I was trying to say, but I forgot it. So it's too bad. yeah. But I remember the point. The point is that the Ukrainian forces manpower problem. To fight within this kind of forest region, they're all entrenched, and then you just have to keep on fighting. It's an attrition kind of war. So if you don't have enough manpower, then you can't really hold on to this kind of territory. So probably that's my point. I think so. So after this lackluster, disappointing of a point, the next frontline change is over in Popivia. So over at the northern flank of the Pokrovsk front. So this new geolocation, very interesting geolocation. This is Popivia. This is Volodymyrivka. This is Potovka. So Russian forces have been geolocated here. This is actually pretty far away from the front line. We're talking about at least 3 kilometers plus. So this is a very far away place, which means that over some time ago, we have the Russian forces advancing from the Potovka and Popivia region and advance in the direction of Volodymyrivka. So this advance currently is happening, and the Ukrainian forces defending in the southwest of Popivia might run the risk of getting flanked in their rear positions. So that might be something that the Ukrainian forces will be concerned about at this moment here. So, and with this also confirms the full capture of Popivia actually. So let me add it in because Popivia is fully captured right now. So let's add this point. Russian forces captured Popivia. So 27. These are today's news. So yeah. So this is the significant thing. For Pokrovsk, it just confirms that the entire western part of the town is taken, but the eastern part is still, maybe under Ukrainian control, because we don't have any intel that the Russians have taken over it, and the Russians did not claim that as well. So this is a development, and you can see that these two pincer developing on Volodymyrivka. So yeah, but we have to go to the next front line, and it's over at Orikove. So over at Orikove, over in the southern flank of the Pokrovsk front, we have updates from the Ukrainian mapping showing some advancement of the Russian forces in this region here. The entire eastern half of Orikove is now confirmed under Russian control, and then this impossible salient in the south of Orikove is confirmed to be taken by the Russian forces, with the front line being straightened. So this is based on Ukrainian mapping. So that's pretty expected. Because this is impossible salient. The over at Orikove, this advanced west to east is around 500 meters. So that gives you a bit of context. It's important to note the Russians have already announced the capture since 12th of May, super long time ago. So yeah, this is one of these rare updates, I would say. We shall see how this goes. The next frontline change after this one is over at Zelenhai. So this is one of the breaking news yesterday when I was doing the sit rep. Russian forces geolocated in multiple locations in Zelenhai confirmed the full capture of Zelenhai. And based on Russian mapping, they extend the front line even further than my mapping, with additional security around the town. So the Russian forces captured all of these areas here. At the maximum extent, we're talking about an advancement of 4 kilometers. So very, very far away, at least 2.5 kilometers. So that's the advancement in Zelenhai. So Ukrainian forces probably did not do much in terms of defending this region here. They probably have fall back to the next line of defense, maybe along this tree line or along this settlement here and the forest here. They probably have to redraw due to maybe they just don't have the manpower to deal with the Russian onslaught that is coming to them. So that is a possibility. So something to think about. And the Ukrainians is now back against the river, so they have to make some very critical decisions very soon. So after Zelenhai, so this two piece alone is already 8 square kilometers. After the frontline change at Zelenhai, the next frontline change is further south of Shvchenko. We have this massive update here. Similar situations has happened over at Malfka. Geolocation of Russian forces at 4 different locations confirmed the more or less almost full capture of the town. There's still a little bit left. I always do this to the Russians. It's like no, what about this? No, what about this place? No, and this no, not captured. So I would deny the Russians capture because they didn't raise the flag there. So But similarly, this is a very huge advance. We're talking about a frontline move of 4 kilometers at that maximum extent 5 kilometers. So this is a very, very big frontline change. The previous updates here was on the 22nd and this on the 25th. So this is on the 26th. So we are talking about some very big frontline changes in the past 3 days. So probably is like a 1 to 1.5 kilometers per day advance. And this extends all the way down to Shvchenko. So let me push up a bit. The one at Shvchenko, this is based on Russian mapping. The pro-Russian sources map that the Russian forces have also advanced out of Shvchenko, closing the salient in the south, advancing along the waterways in the south of Melievka. Geolocation confirmed the Russian forces have captured all of these places here. And because of the certainty of the capture of Melievka, the salient in the south, in the east of this position, I'm quite sure is under Russian control. So I've also closed it up. So this is a very, very massive advance by the Russian forces, and the entire front line is just collapsing. Like I already said, Komar front basically is a collapsed front line. Just that the Russians still, they do not just storm blindly. They are progressing, sequentially, to make sure that they are not punished for being too rash. And so this advance is just huge. So this is the frontline change in the Komar front. One last frontline change is over at Stepners at the Zaporizhzhia front. This is Zaporizhzhia, and at the Kayamsky sector, this is also a very massive update. Also very similar in the sense that Russian forces, so this Stepners, suddenly appear geolocated in a very far off position. We are talking about distance from the front line around, at a minimum, 2.26 kilometers. It could be averaged out around almost 3 kilometers. A very big advance because we do not know what had happened before this. So I've drawn a very arbitrary triangle kind of advancement, and the Russian forces basically have overrun all these positions. The capture may be bigger than this. There's a potential possibility that it's actually bigger than this. But for now, just based on one geolocation, this is the best that we can tell what is the advancement is. So the battle is now being brought to Stepners, and looks like they're not going to go through the front door. They're gonna go. So this is the front door going in. They're gonna go through the back door. Yeah, so like true Russians, because like they always dig through holes and tunnels, and yeah. So anyway, this looks like a fortress. This is like a castle defending the south of Stepners. But yeah, it doesn't really perform that role properly. So now it's like, yeah, infiltrated. So that's all for all the frontline changes in the past 24 hours plus. And so we're going to do some calculation of the total area captured. So just to sum up, yesterday's frontline changes was 28.36 square kilometers. Today is definitely going to be more because Komar front itself, the frontline changes at Komar front, we have these two at Zelenhai and Melievka one. These two combined is already 26.84 square kilometers. So this is already huge. And so the second biggest is at Leman front because of the fall of the Serebryansky forest trees, eastern part. So the entire eastern half of the Serebryansky forest tree is already taken by the Russian forces. The battles is now moving into the central part. So that is one big frontline change as well. So and of course at Pokrovsk, due to the advancement over at this Orikove, as well as the surprise advancement of Popivia. So that's the three. So let's do some calculation. Let's use this as the background. So put over here calculator, and so let's count. So 2.16. Ukrainians did not capture anything. It's a 0. So for the Ukrainians, it's 0. So Russian 2.16 plus 14.21 plus 8.19 plus 26.84 plus 4.45. Total area captured is a whopping 55.85 square kilometers. Very, very big. I'm not sure if this is sustainable because there is some major breakouts. It could be information that was delayed. And there was quite a number of days, like 2-3 days, that was below 20 square kilometers. So we probably even this out. But I wonder if we are transiting from a 20 square kilometers into a 30 square kilometers advancement on a per day basis. I'm not sure. There might be some possibility to that because the front line collapses seems to accelerate from my gut feeling, like from my report, my mapping and everything. I got this feeling that it seems to be a bit faster and a bit bigger. Maybe 30 square kilometers, maybe. I'm not sure. So we'll continue to monitor the next few days, and then we'll see how this continue to develop. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Happy birthday to you if your birthday today. Press the like button. Subscribe because we are going for 100,000. So we are very close to it. Be the person who pressed the 100,000 sub. And I'll see you guys in the next update. No. Then just press the sub. No, don't wait for the 100,000. Just press the sub. I just realized that's a very terrible motivation. So no, just press sub. Yeah, don't be the person that clicked the 100,000. Must be the one before. And I'll see you guys in the next update.